I've got a severe case of butterflies in the stomach, kind of thing that used to happen before I used to go and play to thousands of people. But this time, it's only one person that I'm going to be interacting with. My first ever Windows user. Now, I'm not a Windows person, never have been. Even when Macs were like failing, literally about to go out of business, I was a Mac person. So don't judge me if you're a Windows user. Some of my best friends are actually Windows users, are PC users. So I've got nothing against Windows, apart from the fact whenever I try and use it, it's almost like it burns my eyes out. Apart from that, it's absolutely fine. Only kidding. So I obviously need to support Windows with all of my stuff. Obviously, need to be able to support PC. And as a non-technical person developing software, I can ensure that at least on my machine, I can do lots and lots of testing for Mac users. It's much harder to do that for Windows. Now, what I have done for this installer is test it on a VM, a virtual machine, on my machine. Had to deal with the Broadcom website, which was one of the most incredible experiences I've ever had. Not in a good way. I literally cannot believe that a company that is worth billions has a has a user experience like that. When I queried the various different AIs about it, they said, well, it's not that they can't do it, it's just that they can't be bothered to do it because it's just not worth it for them. I was like, okay, fair enough. So I downloaded the VM Fusion thing and tested it in this little window. So I've done that. That all checks out. It works. There was a few. I mean, it took me quite a long time to do. I did that. I also have been meeting with a Microsoft Chief Product Officer for a long time, probably about 18 months. Every couple of weeks or so, we kind of connected on the AI thing. He actually builds AI systems for Microsoft and, really kind of responded to what I was doing. And, we have these great conversations. And he kindly said he would test this installer as well. Now, it did feel a bit weird asking like a Microsoft Chief Product Officer to be a tester of my little thing. And unfortunately, he got busy and kind of couldn't do it in time. So that didn't end up happening. So I actually decided to get somebody who's been wanting to join for a while to help me test this by jumping on a Zoom, and I'll actually run the installer with him right now. So that's happening in about 10 minutes. I've done everything I can. I've tested it on a virtual machine myself. I've run it through Codex with adversarial agents checking the new installer. I've sent it to Fable and kind of gone, back and forth with these different models. The thing is, they can still get things wrong. But the good news is that the person who has kindly said that they would be the guinea pig, in fact, they offered to be the guinea pig, is a long-term client. I know him really well from really. He bought one of the first things I ever made back in like 2012, 2013. So it'll be absolutely fine no matter what happens. But, when I first did an onboarding session with a group of people back, a few months ago, it feels like years ago now, but it was in March or something, of my system, it was literally one of the worst. It became quite funny because a bunch of these non-technical people, and there was a couple of developers there too who had also joined. And it was like one of the developers literally getting people to, like on Zoom, we were copying commands into the Zoom chat, and it was absolutely disaster. It's nothing like that now. Literally, it's much, much simpler. That doesn't happen at all. But I think I've got this trauma, these scars from those like 3-hour things of trying to get these things installed on people's machines. But now, as I said, it's not like that, but I've never tested it with an actual Windows, an actual PC user. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this, scream a little bit before I meet with the client, and after that I will come back and I'll let you know how it went. So how did it go? The honest truth is that it could have gone better, but it could have gone a heck of a lot worse. I know this because it did go a heck of a lot worse the first time I tried to install my AI system. I tried to get a group of people to install it on their Macs. These were all Mac users, so I didn't even have the Windows problem. The first session took 3 hours. And it was 3 hours, 15 minutes. I just went and had a look at the recording. Actually, no, sorry. The first session took 2 hours, 47 minutes. After that session, I realized I'd actually built it wrong for various different reasons, and I had to migrate them to a new version of the system. And that second session where I did the migration took 3 hours, 15 minutes. And so this was, I think, like 6 or 7 people, paying customers. And here's what's nuts about it. They still love it. They loved it then even. I mean, I'm sure they didn't really love the nightmarish sessions that we spent together, like putting commands in and things like that. But the thing is that, I mean, for example, with my first Windows guinea pig today, he's all set up. He's happy. He's joining this new thing I'm doing, which is using and I mean, he had to put in, I think we counted it up, and it was 14 commands. It would have been 11 if the AI, I think it was Codex, actually gave the wrong command in the instructions, missed out a slash. So he had to put in 14 commands. But as a result of that process, going through it step by step with my client, I've figured out a way with the AIs of cutting that down to just 3 steps, 3 commands, which is now built, which never would have happened had I not done it with this client first. And here's the thing, okay? I'm obviously a non-technical builder. I am relying on AI to actually write the code. And AI is not very reliable. And so what I have to do is understand what could go wrong, and then create conditions where, when something goes wrong, assume that something is going to go wrong, and create the conditions where the blast radius, to use a software phrase, which I've learned, the blast radius is minimal, and where it's almost like you set up the expectations beforehand. You choose the people carefully who trust you and will go with you. You set up the expectation that this is going to be, this is very, very beta. And then also when things go wrong, you make up for it. You own up for your mistakes and your missteps. I mean, even though in a sense they're not my mistakes because the AI made them, but at the end of the day, I am choosing to do this, and these paying customers are suffering the consequences. And yes, they are paying customers. In fact, they love it so much, they're continuing. So the thing here is that I think if you want to do something with these new tools, if you want to build software or apps or whatever it might be, part of the problem might be how you're thinking of the actual medium. Because software, an app, is like, well, we put it on the Play Store, or we put it on the App Store, and then there are all these faceless customers and this money just comes to us. That is not, I've not done that. I wouldn't do that right now myself. Number one, because I'm not playing that game. It's a kind of a bit of race to the bottom. It's almost like diving into the shark-infested water straight away. Number two, I need to make sure that what I'm building and what I'm doing works safely, securely, and actually solves the problems of the people I'm helping. So I'm thinking of what I'm building much more as coaching tools, as tools with which it's almost like an extension to what I'm already doing. It's like a checklist or a PDF or a video or something like that. It's not so much, I mean, my AI is a system. I'm going to have to change the name because of Microsoft AI. But anyway, my is a system that creates files and context and reads files and context. It's got a security layer on it, and it's got skills in it that help you do lots of different things. But it's essentially a way of working with AI where you don't have to, really the point of it is that you don't have to think about creating or maintaining the context. It just gets done. It just happens. It's like doing the work, creates the context, and you just open up a session with the AI in Claude Code or Codex or Pi or coming soon Hermes, and you simply type my load at the beginning and the area, the project you're working on, and all of the most recent context is loaded, and at the end, it's all remembered. That's part of it. There's a lot of other things as well, but essentially that's what it is. But also it's for me, a way of delivering coaching through I don't know, it's not really a platform, but through my as well. So it's actually kind of an extension of what I'm already doing. I actually don't see it as separate from my coaching at this point, serving people who I don't know. It's actually serving my nearest and dearest clients who trust me to do the right thing and who I can rely on not to freak out the very first moment something goes wrong. Thank goodness. Because the other thing that I did was I did not start, because it was a 3-month thing, and because of the migration, the installation and then the migration, I did not start the actual 3 months until I think it was like 5 weeks into it. I can't exactly remember, but it was way into it because I felt I really needed to make sure that they were good and that this was the best choice they'd ever made. So I gave, I still do, in fact, give a lot of my personal time to help them above and beyond the call of duty. And see, this is the thing. Without that experience of falling bad, I would never have done a Windows version. I was fairly confident that it was going to be okay today. And from that, what is it, like almost 6 hours of really, really hard installation to get the thing to people in the first place. Now, to a Windows user, not a Mac user, and they were all Mac users, to a Windows user, to have that down, so it took 45 minutes in total. Actually, 10 of them were an Anthropic problem where he entered a sign-in loop. We figured out you just had to turn it off and on. In other words, change the browser. But so that was 10 minutes of it. So it was actually 35 minutes. And instead of however many commands that they were putting in at the start of he had to put in 14. I've now built an installer which will take it down to 3. That iteration it can only happen by actually doing it. Okay. So if you are wondering how you're going to use what you build, how you're going to get your creations out into the world. Remember, everything in terms of what software is has changed now. Now that anyone can build software, it's not just stuff that you sling up on the Play Store and the App Store. I mean, that's already flooded, and it's going to get even more flooded. It can be almost anything. It's still there to be created. It's still there to be decided. And what's so exciting about this is you and I can be the ones deciding. We can define what this medium can do and how it can help people. And I don't know about you, but I find that incredibly exciting. And I just want to say, if you're watching this and you're one of the people who has been through the ringer with me, I sincerely, sincerely appreciate you. I love you. And I mean, it's only onwards and upwards from here.